Welcome everybody to the 49ers podcast. I'm your host, Matt Daniel, as always, joined by my co-host, John Gallagher. John, how are we doing today, brother?
I am doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Was that audio cutting out for you during the intro?
A little. It was a little weird.
I wasn't sure if it was I was starting to get worried. I was like, this is the worst time for my headphones to go out, but all right, so it looks like we're good. We are officially 15 days until the NFL kickoff. Things are getting spicy. Things are getting around the corner. Kyle's starting to question some things. Maybe not question things, but he's answering things a little differently than he did at the beginning. It's not so. It's Jimmy. Let's move on. So maybe we're going to get a surprise blindside. We'll see what happens.
I'd love it.
Has your official opinion on week one starter changed at all? Is it still Jimmy? Maybe just Trey sooner than you expected, or?
So I've always been I want Lance as soon as possible. I just didn't think the organization was going to put him in week one. The way I'm seeing him play, I wouldn't be surprised. And I'll be excited.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be Jimmy, but like how hype would that be to be able to see Trey come out at the beginning of the season, man?
There are things that Trey Lance is doing right now that he's making throws that I haven't seen Jimmy make, and I'm willing to ride with that. You know what I'm saying? I will take my chances with the young guy.
I mean, we haven't seen some of the throws he's made since Cap, really. Right. So, I mean, it's kind of just a breath of fresh air to be like, okay, at any moment, like he's going to blow this thing up,
He absolutely has the ability
have that little home run connection going.
Yeah.
And just at any moment, the game can flip on its head and Trey Lance can score you a touchdown from any point in the field. That's what makes the Chiefs offense, like we say, the Chiefs offense is their red zone is the entire football field, and Trey Lance, shows a little bit of a spark of that, just that athletic ability, that absolute cannon, throws the ball so hard his receivers can't even catch it.
I will say that if he is going to be named the starter, Ayuk's got to hit the weight room a little bit and make sure that he can catch these fastballs. Same with Deebo and Richie.
Yeah, and he also needs to be able to, work on his touch a little bit, which is something that'll come with reps. You can't 100-mile-an-hour every ball.
I do agree, but there were passes with some great touch. So he threw a drop to Sherfield. That one looked great. And then the one where he rolls out left and he's kind of running in stride with Richie James, and they're both running towards the end zone. And he throws another beautiful pass right into his breadbasket. And, Richie James, you got to hold on to that after the contact.
Yeah. And I think he has touch, it's just a little bit about, when the adrenaline's pumping, you're like, this window's closing. I'm going to rifle this thing right in between as hard as I can, which is understandable. I mean, I'm sure that's what I would try to be doing too, but you still got to make it catchable. I mean, we saw even balls bouncing off DB's hands, which I guess is a good thing. Can't intercept it if the wide receiver can't even catch it,
Well, he throws with some heat. Yeah.
Yeah, he throws with some heat. You can see, like, he throws it different. He throws the ball differently than Jimmy does. You can just
100%. Absolutely.
Like, anyone, like, someone who doesn't even watch football could probably watch these guys throw football, and you'd be like, okay, this is different. There's something different about the way he throws the ball.
Right. Much more zip.
Right. And it's just, I mean, he's just different, I mean, hopefully he'll be able to, learn the small things a little bit better, and his decision-making will improve over time. I think he just needs reps at this point,
Yes. So, I think the more he actually gets to play, the better we'll see him.
For sure. Before we get into the show, make sure to follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/the49ers podcast. Follow us on Twitter. Our @ are on the screen. Let's get into the news and the notes. Jaquiski Tart has been activated off the PUP, which is huge for our secondary. Our safeties are bleeding. So Tony Jefferson, him being out for the season, and then us being up in the air about Jaquiski. I mean, luckily, Talanoa Hufanga has been playing out of his mind. And we lost.
Oh, there we go. Oh no, dude,
super zoomed out. But yes, Talanoa Hufanga has been playing out of his mind. I mean, we saw pretty much a lot of our safeties been playing pretty well. It's just not the same. You want some safety chemistry. Clinton Dix had an interception in practice today. But the ideal situation is Jaquiski being the starter alongside Jimmy.
But let's talk, dude. Hufanga is play. I love his game. I am so stoked on his just ceiling on this team.
Yes. He's absolutely, I mean, everything I've seen from him I've liked, and
I love
just
it.
the aggression that he plays with, and we talk about it all the time, like what we love, especially from a safety.
He plays smart though.
He doesn't
feel like he's got things diagnosed.
Yeah. I mean, Marcel Harris plays a similar way, but he over pursues all the time, or he will get burnt and they'll go over the top with him. But it seems like Hufanga has a little bit more of a
flow, a natural ability to be where he needs to be. I love it.
Not to mention, playing great special teams on top of it.
Dude, just how lethal are these 4th round picks?
Man, after round 4 is where Kyle and John they take the gloves off and they just find a way. I don't know what it is.
That's crazy.
Speaking of late round picks, Elijah Mitchell is back at practice. I know
that'll be exciting.
He's your boy, so I'm just hoping.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there, but I was like, we saw a lot of Jermichael Hasty against the Chargers.
Yeah, it was just him and Gallman.
I didn't love it.
I didn't either.
Gallman had some things I liked, but then it was just some things that didn't excite me very much.
I mean, we ran the ball really well. I was looking at the stats earlier. I mean, Gallman actually ran the ball pretty well. He was running at about like 4.5 yards a carry. Hasty wasn't quite as good. I mean, part of it when Hasty was running really well at the end of week 1, it might have just been because he was running against the backups and
maybe.
I don't know. He shows some flashes, but sometimes it's just like I just feel like he should be breaking more, and that's what
100% agree with you. I feel like his rookie year when it was just like this, like, oh, who's this guy? He's just this no name. I saw more bursts in real games, and I watched him play in the preseason, and there's really no separation between the defenders and him. Yeah, and I want to see him. I want to see Mitchell in there now, and I'm hoping he comes back
for sure. It seems like he runs hard, and he does have that first step just kind of like juice to him, but it seems like he's just getting arm tackled. Like it doesn't take much to bring him down. It's just
they're just not escaping. I don't know, just really not hitting holes the way I thought he was last year. So it'll be interesting to see if he can pick that up.
I mean, him or one of them are not making this team. Like that's pretty much an undisputed point. One of them is not. I know I was pretty confident that it was going to be Hasty who made the team. But I know Wayne Gallman, 15 for 72, 4.8 with a long of 12. And then Hasty was 19 for 58 with a long of 7.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that our offense runs, like we thrive off of big, like hit
those
runs.
Chunkers.
Like, like not like 7 is not supposed to be your longest run in this offense,
Right.
But I mean, overall, we did run pretty well, 37 for 148 with the average of 4. Even Jimmy had a little run in there. So
a little bit.
So that's hopefully. I just want to see Mitchell. I'm hoping that he does get that preseason game in. I think he's probably a lock for the roster regardless, because I don't think we can let him go to practice squad because he's going to get swooped.
Yeah.
So, but I would like to see him, because maybe he comes out and I don't know. I just want to see if at least 1 week worth of Mitchell.
No, I need to see it.
Yeah, it's been a long time waiting. He's had a lot of hype surrounded him, and it's like, come on, man, just give it to me.
I'm one of the guys hyping him. You know what I'm saying? I need some validation. Some
I know, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of cuts, 49ers make cuts. We had to get down to an 80-man roster. So Shalik Calhoun, BW Webb, River Craycraft, and Corbin Kaufusu were all cut. BW Webb had a lot of playing time the last couple of weeks, has been pretty bad. We saw him get burnt by Pringle on that week 1 touchdown. River Craycraft, only one that shows a little bit of surprise. I didn't really expect him to make the roster, but I didn't expect him to get cut before the 80-man, which kind of tells me Juwan Jennings is
Sherfield
this team. Probably Sherfield is making this team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be between Richie James, maybe, I don't know, Jordan Matthews for a spot. I don't know what's going to come down to, but it'll be interesting to see. It probably depends on whether or not they decide to believe in Jalen Hurd or not.
And Travis Benjamin showed that he could catch a touchdown. Like the balls that Richie James dropped made me concerned.
he's been, I mean, he had 3-4 drops in the past 2 weeks. And then he hasn't been good on special teams, which is kind of his, not his purpose in the team, but a big role that he plays for the team. So, I mean, if we're able to find somebody else who can return the ball as badly as he does, which I don't think is that hard, I don't really see him making the team.
Which sucks, man. I'm a big Richie James believer. I saw some real flashes there, but I mean, right now in the preseason where you're getting all these looks with Trey Lance, the future of the team, and you're just dropping these balls, especially the one where Trey Lance is running in stride with him. You're dropping like these perfect passes. Like guys, it's not good. It's not good.
Drops kill, man. Drops kill drives. They kill momentum. They kill confidence. And those are the three most important things you can have, especially with the young rookie quarterback. You've got to have those. And this goes to Ayuk, and this goes for Debo, and this goes for Sanu, all of which drop passes. I mean, we can call Ayuk a drop. We can call it a tip. The interception was Sanu.
Right. Sorry.
So, I mean, they were both bad passes. I mean, you just got to be better. You just got to.
I will say with that Brandon Ayuk interception that I have read that he ran the wrong route. So that could be one thing, but just overall, the ball that was thrown to Ayuk, even if Ayuk had caught it, it was one of those balls where it made Ayuk off the ground, arms outstretched, and usually it'll get you rocked, if he catches that ball and brings it down.
Yeah.
So I don't love the pass on Jimmy's side either. I want that down more, between the numbers so that he can catch and run or catch and go down if he needs to. If he sees, safety coming down and looking to hit, it's just Jimmy has been on this team long enough I think that he should know how to throw to his receivers to where they can avoid, damage.
For sure. And I mean, Trey did make the exact same mistake that Jimmy made with a high throw into interception. But Jimmy is the vet. He's supposed to not be the one who makes that 100%.
Mistake, he is the vet. He's been throwing to these guys. He should really know how to get them the ball and, safely. Could be, you watch Tom Brady do that kind of stuff all the time. He'll dish it out fast to a point where who's ever can catching it, or who's able to catch it, if they see defenders coming down, they can hit the turf.
Yep. And we saw that's how Kittle hurt his knee last year with that screen play that Jimmy threw too high.
I mean,
you got to protect him. I mean, it's hard because you want to hit everyone in stride at peak and let the Yak Bros do what they want to, do what they can do. Yeah. But at the same time, I will take Ayuk catching that ball and dropping to the ground 100 out of 100 times. It's already a 40-yard pass. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to I'm not going to give Jimmy the same excuses that I'm going to give Trey. Exactly. Because Trey can hit the home run ball. Trey can run, and Trey's a rookie. Jimmy can't run, and he can't really hit the home run ball, definitely not as well as Trey can. And at this point, he's a full-blown vet. He's, you just can't be making those type of plays. So we'll see what happens. Moving on, Trent Williams and Nick Bosa, both back participating in team reps. Nick Bosa's first team rep today was a sack. And our defensive line, which we haven't even talked about yet, how good was our defensive line last week against the Chargers? Our backups were eating.
They're moving around.
Everyone was eating. Willis with that safety, even though he's going to be suspended. I guess those peds do work, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Samson Abukum played well.
Yeah.
Everyone, our defense is, there are going to be guys who get cut by our team, who get signed and make a team because our defensive line just is insanely deep.
Yeah. They were moving. I liked a lot what I saw. I saw them playing Armstead outside a little bit. I didn't love that. I'm just hoping that's something so that they can get more looks at, the new guys in the interior. Yeah. But I'm hoping Armstead stays, around the inside.
Yeah, I think that's just because Ford and Bosa weren't playing. I mean, he still played pretty well. He had a sack, so
he did.
So I'm not really. I don't think that's their plan for Armstead. But you never know. We've seen them play defensive guys out of position before, like with him and Solly. But I think that's just kind of like an emergency thing if they don't have the personnel. And then today at practice, Jimmy and Trey were subbed in and out with the first teams. So I don't really know if it's sort of. I mean, what if this whole thing is a smokescreen? Is there a possibility that Kyle Shanahan has been planning to start Trey Lance the whole time, and he just does not want to give the Lions a single lick of film,
maybe
sort of planning?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the Lions are like the biggest threat to where you're trying to play for maximum secrecy. But overall, maybe like so he's running a read option with the media. You know, he just people they might be it's Jimmy the fake, and then it might be Trey Lance. Yeah. So that could be interesting. It's more so for me, the plays I'm seeing Trey Lance make and the progression I'm seeing him go through in the preseason is incredibly exciting. So if in practice they're seeing the same thing consistently, it won't surprise me if they think that let's let him rip.
Yeah, I think that kind of what I've been getting from what Kyle's saying is, I think Jimmy still is going to start, but I think we're going to see more Trey than we thought we were going to. It's not just, maybe 3-4 plays a game. He's going to come in for like a option or like just as a decoy or something. I think he's actually going to be like a legit part of our offense and part of our game plan. And we know how Kyle Shanahan loves his scripted plays, and just another, weapon to be able to, write a script for is just another plus for our offense. All right. So that's it for news. We've kind of already been into the breakdown, but we'll just break down even more. Special teams, something that we've talked about a lot. It's been bad for years at this point. It wasn't fantastic, but it was definitely better.
I thought it was much better. Yeah,
played really well. He had one that should have been down at the one that they tried to save, but they didn't.
Almost.
So close. But I mean, I thought they played pretty well. We didn't have any like big returns or anything, but it's better. We limited what we were able to give them. We know how important field position is. So, what else we have here? I guess we can get into some film from the game. Let me pull it up. I got to share my screen. All right. All righty. So this is the first drive, the first Charger. Honestly, Easton Stick, is that what his name is? The quarterback?
I think Easton. Yeah.
Easton, right? He's kind of nice. He's kind of nice with it. He's pretty quick. Had some pretty nice passes. We really limited their run game. They did not run the ball well. I think they averaged like let me check.
The Chargers I didn't really see them run well until they put Roundtree in. Roundtree seemed to look like.
So Roundtree was 8 for 12 yards. I think he had one good run, but
maybe I just saw that and I'm just.
They were 20. They were 22 for 53, 2.4 yards per carry. So I mean, that's pretty deadly.
Stick has got some mobility.
I know he's got a little bit of wheels on him.
Yeah.
Oops. And Armstead getting some pressure. See our defensive line.
Yeah, I love that.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wait, that's Hurst though, right? Isn't he injured right now?
Is he? Did he get hurt during the game?
He did, but maybe not. Maybe not.
Let me look it up. I didn't see anything.
Okay, well, I liked how he played. Swarming to the ball.
He has a high ankle sprain. I know Michael Kendricks went on IR with turf toe.
See this one, if Armstead's inside, he gets that sack earlier.
Yeah, and we've seen Armstead do this a lot. We saw him do it a lot last year. Sometimes he just doesn't keep contain. And
he's so big, you can't. It's not fair to ask him to do these like contain assignments because he does. Like you see him he's not that kind of athlete. Like if you just let him go power through somebody, he's getting that sack earlier.
Demo, I saw Demo when the ball's thrown his way, 0.0 passer rating.
Yeah,
it's crazy. He's been playing out of his mind. I mean, this is probably Richie James' best return so far of preseason.
Looked like he took a Charlie horse.
So I mean, good.
Not a bad ball.
Good
That's
read.
Not a bad ball.
Yeah.
Jimmy delivering it.
And then here's Hasty did get the start, which is interesting. I mean, he runs ferocious. He's just, I don't know.
I just don't know if he's breaking the first tackle.
He does. He's definitely not a tackle. He needs to I don't know. And that pass was just bad.
He just sails it. He's also sailing it to somebody who's double covered.
Yeah. So I mean, looks
So
everybody.
those are things I really don't like with Jimmy, and you have to be more aggressive when you critique it because he's the veteran.
And I mean, typically Jimmy's going to be checking this ball down, but
he tried to let something rip there.
I mean, no one was open, so it's not like he made the incorrect read. He just, I mean, he was double covered.
I mean, first read was open.
You mean, you mean Hasty?
Yeah.
I guess check down. Yeah. And yeah, I guess. I mean, obviously, I would prefer that. I guess at least give him a chance in open field. But
I mean, people would get mad at the check down, but if you're watching that play, that's what was open.
Yeah. I wonder how much he actually thinks about that. Like people say, I can't throw the ball.
I don't think very much.
Do you think he doesn't even think? I don't think so either.
No, dude. He's got to have a shanty playbook in his head at all times. There's no way he's keeping tweets in there too.
I know he's thinking about Twitter.
Like, there's just no way, man. There are bigger fish to fry in his world.
Kyle for sure. Confirmed that he has a burner account that he goes onto Twitter.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's pretty funny, but I do imagine that he's just got bigger fish to fry overall.
Yeah, I can't imagine. And then this is the throw you were talking about. I think this is before the show started.
This is Warner. Yeah.
Just like there's no reason to throw the ball this high.
Like, why so high? Because if you get that in Warner's numbers, you put it right there, he can take it, turn around, and at least put a shoulder into somebody. So he's the one just taking all the damage.
Yeah. And I mean, you definitely want to keep that ball low. There's just, because now he's taking a shot he didn't need to take.
Yeah. Linebacker's got a clean shot at the ribs. Safety's coming down on his back. Like, he's going to get rocked.
Yeah, not great. I'd like him to keep that ball down, but
that's what I'm saying. That's the stuff that made me very concerned.
And then this one is this is a nice play.
Little scooter.
Even if he doesn't run, like just the way he avoids the pressure is like it's steps up. This is not something Jimmy was able to do last year.
Right.
And he wasn't wearing a knee brace, which he's been wearing for the past couple of years.
So definitely, you got to believe that his confidence has, absolutely improved, and he believes that, his knee is strong and ready to go.
Yeah. Because Jimmy's not like super unathletic. I mean, that shows right there. Not. He does have a little bit of athlete in him. Okay, that was a nice throw and a little arm throw, like a pure arm, but that's a good throw.
You'd want it. That one, you'd want the conversion. I appreciated Hasty's try, but I do like that they're going for it. And they're just saying, let's see what we got.
I wasn't a fan of that placement either. I feel like he had that first down. And then that one's just not on Jimmy.
Not on him.
That linebacker just read that.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little pressure here. And then Gallman. Yeah.
Gallman got warmed up. He didn't start strong, but he got going.
Yeah. And that wasn't even on him. Like, there's not really anything that you can do there. He just got eaten. See, this is this is a worse pass than it looks.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like it just straight bounces off his hands, but it is higher than.
It's super high and thrown hard. Like, it's just not a ball that best case scenario. And I guess he might have been running the wrong route. I've read that too. I don't know if that's like some kind of, Jimmy apologist kind of, tactic.
Yeah.
But
I mean, sometimes I've watched this a couple times and I've just been like, I mean, my first thought was Ayuk, bro. I mean, I know it's a bad pass, but come on. And then
it does hit
Samuel
him,
Jr.
But I think it hits him because Ayuk is so good that it does get close. But in all reality, like, that ball is sailed over him. And best case scenario, if he does catch that, it's in another position. He's got 3 defenders around him that could just light him up.
Yeah, I'm going to split the blame 50-50. That's my
60-40 for me. 60-40.
60 Jimmy?
60 Jimmy.
Okay. I think at the very least, he needs to get enough hand on it. The ball isn't poked in the air. Like, at least if you get enough hand on it, it's just like he didn't. I don't know. When the ball goes through your hands like that, it's just kind of like.
It is rough, but even if he catches that ball, we might lose him for the season too if he just gets lit the fuck up.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that.
You don't want it. D-line looking strong in some places.
A little 3rd and 1. Yeah, I mean that was probably the longest run of the day right there.
Yeah,
like, I mean we.
This is where Hufanga though he starts saying, you know what? Not anymore. I don't want any of this. Ooh, you gotta stay upright. Ooh.
I mean, he got
57 was selling out there.
Yeah,
I like that. Hufanga. I'm gonna be excited for his future.
Me too. I hope that he lives up to it. Good job right there.
I think Hufanga. I thought Hufanga made that. Okay, so he's back a little further. I wouldn't mind if they played him up on like that weak side backer role.
I think he can will. I think they'll probably put him there just to get him on the field.
Yeah,
that was a nice job right there. Forcing a punt, getting the ball
Make
back.
Him punt.
This is a very defensive heavy game.
Yeah,
obviously. I mean, it was 2-0 for a while.
Bit of a slobber knocker.
Yeah. Seems like every time Travis Benjamin tries to return a punt, it ends up being like a non-returnable.
Well, he's still got speed. I don't know if people want to kick to him.
Yeah, it could be. Are you avoiding return men in preseason though? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess not.
I don't know. I just feel like that's not really a strategy. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe
the kickers are keeping it in mind.
Maybe the Charger special teams just like know something about Benjamin. The rest of us don't. Like,
well, like kickers are trying to keep their job too, right? So if they start punting to the returner for touchdowns back their way, like they're gonna look at them.
Yeah. And then this was nice.
This is escaping, gets rid of it.
I mean, and he's creating an opportunity for somebody to get open. You know, nobody did. But I like this play.
Didn't force anything, threw it out of bounds. I absolutely loved it.
Something he wouldn't have done week 1, which already shows, that he's growing.
Yeah, huge improvement.
And I mean, we also have a makeshift offensive line, so it's hard.
A little bit.
Too much on Hasty. I mean, our two best linemen weren't in. And then
Debo, you got to hit the curls a little bit. You got to hit the bench because that's a fastball. And I don't think Trey Lance. See, I want that ball fast too.
This one's worse.
That's the thing.
Yeah, this one is more on Debo. This one's a lot more on Debo than that other one was on Ayuk.
Well, he kind of reminds me of like that's a Favre fastball. You remember Brett Favre's fastball when he would just rocket that shit?
Yeah, from like the 2-yard line.
And like his receivers talked about that. Like, we got to get used to catching that. And it's like, okay, but then when you did, you guys caught a lot of touchdowns, didn't you?
Yeah.
And like I think the same can be said here. Like he throws the ball and he threads it between defenders in ways that it's incredibly exciting. That touchdown to Sanu was great. To Benjamin was great, where there's actually 2 defenders around, and usually not that smart of a throw, but he just rockets it.
Yep, and iron sharpens iron. The same goes for, man, if that guy would have caught that ball, that dude would have gotten lit up.
Yeah.
And then this is the safety.
Get him!
This is Jordan Willis.
Right on.
I hope that he, gets clean and comes back and balls out. He's like, I think he's probably our best depth piece right after, for our interior guys. He's gonna be nice. That's
looking
nice.
Good.
Love to see it. How do you feel about the stadium? I feel like it's pretty
SoFi?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's nice. I think that Ring TV is kind of weird when I see it on my TV, but I haven't been there, so I won't pass total judgment until I see it in person. If I see it in person, I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, maybe that's a good point.
I could believe that it is dope in person. Like if they just got the angles right to where you're looking around like, oh, this is always cool. Anytime I'm anywhere in the stadium, I can see that, and it's great.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge, the stadium. Like, there are some seats where you're like, I was looking when they were doing a zoom out. I was like, bro, like I'd get fucking scared of heights all the way up in that bitch.
Right.
Like, so high. And then,
but I'm sure,
man, not a good pass either. of course, Sanu got his hand on it as well. This one wasn't as much high. Yeah.
It's a little high, but it's more so like these players got to get used to his fastball.
Yeah. I mean, part of me wonders if Jimmy throws that ball,
it's not as hard.
It's not thrown as hard. So does he catch it? Doesn't really excuse it, but
right.
Got to catch it.
But see, the thing is, like, if Jimmy throws this ball, I don't know if it's higher. You know what I'm saying? So maybe not thrown with the same velocity, but the way I saw him sailing it, I didn't like that.
Yeah. Definitely got to see more from Jimmy. I'm interested to see how much each of them play on Sunday for the last preseason game. Because usually you don't play your guys too much, but it's also it's a whole different world now because you only got 3 preseason games.
Yeah. You know, and like rookie quarterback, like you have to see it.
Yeah. And I think Trey will probably play. I mean, usually back in the day, I guess last season, week 3 was when your starters would play the most. And then they just
I was going to ask, do you think Trent gets some reps?
I don't know. It's tough because last year, if this was week 3, they probably would. And then they would just sit week 4. But now it's week 3. Is there a 2-week gap? Sunday and then you have
I think first game is September 5th.
Yeah, so I think I don't know. I think we might see a little bit of Trent, and we might even see a little bit of Bosa. I don't think we'll see Bosa. Maybe we will. I think we'll see D Ford though.
Yeah, we should see some D Ford. He has to get back in the game a bit.
Yeah, he needs to get hit in a game to see how that back is.
That's
and the only really way to know is if you play real football.
He's got to play a little bit of real football.
You got to.
Good defense here.
Yep, good defense, man. Seems like no matter what, it's hard to run against us. Seems like the only people who can really ever been able to run against us well was rushing quarterbacks.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray. But those two are also superstars.
Yeah. I mean, one is a Hall of Famer and one is a former first overall pick.
And if he keeps playing like that, I mean, the Cardinals aren't very good, but like you could make an argument. Yeah, like he throws and runs incredibly well, and the numbers he puts up are nuts.
All right, let's watch his touchdown again. I don't really know. Let's just try to figure out who's the guy that caught it.
Palmer, the tight end.
Okay, so
they just over pursue. They were in a good spot, but then they think like, oh, let's get him, and then they stop covering.
This feels like it's on Clinton Dix, and he's the guy who's not supposed to be making those plays, But Josh Palmer, for fantasy, that's interesting. He's an interesting play to maybe fight for that wide receiver 2 spot after Keenan Allen.
Could be. Well, no, I think he's a tight end.
Is he?
Yeah, because they were trying to add a lot of tight ends. Because so if we're talking fantasy, I had my eye on Mr. Donald Parham because I've been reading beat reports that he's going to get an expanded role. I thought I was going to see some here, but I didn't.
Palmer's a wide receiver.
He is? I thought he was a tight end. I thought they said that. He's big.
I mean, you may be thinking of somebody else because he's a rookie. I think he was a 4th-round pick.
Okay. Well, he's big. I like him.
Yeah, he is a big guy. I think he's supposed to kind of be like Mike Williams too, but because he can never stay healthy.
I know. But how good would he be if he could?
I know, right?
He'd be dangerous.
Yeah.
That was some good cuts from Hasty, but again, it's like as soon as there's contact, that play's done.
He hits that first hole quickly, which is kind of like what Mostert does, but then after the fact, Mostert is
I loved how he stepped up in the pocket there. That was gorgeous. I loved how he rolled out to extend the play. It's just that's a rookie learning curve where like you're going to learn when to throw that away. But everything up into that, I thought he did like that move up into the pocket is next level. Like that's what veterans are able to do because they've been playing the game for so long. So like that was really good awareness.
And the one thing I would like to see is right here. If he just hits Hasty, like as he's stepping up in the pocket, he makes a throw. Because look at all the space Hasty has.
Well, also, like 76 and 54, they're like, are we done?
Yeah.
Like they're not giving him any help.
Player on our team.
Yeah. So everything out of Trey Lance right there up until the sack, I do believe that he'll learn like, oh, I just got to huck it. I got to get rid of that.
Yeah, or it'll start to just kind of be into his subconscious where his check down is.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just know where Hasty is in that place, or so he won't even have to think about it.
Yeah,
which is something he's still learning a new offense, so he's not just going to know that stuff off the bat.
Yeah. Nice ball.
Man, that was a nice pass, man.
Yeah. Is that still Stick or is that Easton now? Oh, no, that's the same guy.
It's still Stick, yeah. I think he plays the whole first half.
Yeah.
He might even play some of the second half.
Now, if you want to talk about, some like a dynasty stash or like a, redraft stash, like, I don't want anything to happen to Justin Herbert, but it, things happen all the time. And if you have his backup, that might benefit.
Yeah. I mean, he has a rushing floor. No doubt about that. And then Trey Lance, I think, gets one more drive. Hopefully, we can pull that up before.
I think he gets the Sanu touchdown right now.
That's right. Good field goal. All right, that's right. This is probably Trey Lance's best drive of the day.
Yes.
Okay. Good pass.
Good pass in his breadbasket. He can go down. Doesn't have to stay upright and take a smashing. I
mean, we probably don't run that ball there, but that was a good run. That was the best run of the day.
On third and one,
Kyle Shanahan does. Yeah, but it's 30 seconds left in the game, though, or in the half. From your own 40, I don't think so.
Yeah,
but this is
touch
money.
That's touch right there. People are like, "Oh, he doesn't have touch." That's touch right there. Look at that. That's a floater. That's a gorgeous ball right to him. You can't do that. That's cheating. Chargers were flagged for cheating right there.
I wish that we would do the Aaron Rodgers there and everybody would just know to run the play and then,
It amazes me that he's the only one that can get away with that. That can do that, does that consistently.
Because the whole team has to be coached on it, Like you have to know that if a guy, ends up crossing the line like that, you freeze and then the ball snap and then you run as far as you can. And then boom.
Boom!
There it is. Dude, somebody caught his fastball.
Rifles in it. Sanu, who's been in the league a very long time, has probably seen a great many weight rooms.
Yep. And that is perfect.
But he rifles this in between two defenders.
Boom.
Boom.
I mean, one time that having an absolute cannon for an arm is going to help you, it's the red zone.
Yeah. Yeah, these windows are so small.
Windows. And this
look at this
is something that wasn't talked about enough. Woo! I know this got called back.
Yeah.
But
but he's making plays.
This is something that makes it's going to make it impossible to guard us in the red zone.
Right.
An absolute cannon mixed with his ability to do that, kind of like what Josh Allen and Cam Newton do. It's just like, man. All right. Well, that is going to do it for the show today. We will be playing the Raiders on Sunday. So we will do our post-game show for that next Wednesday. So be sure to check that out. We will catch you guys next time.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Sounds like football, baby.
Looking, throwing in the end zone. good, baby.